Yo, this is Flossie B, and you are now tuned in to Nuwave Shop Talk.
Yes. Welcome, man. This is New Wave Shop Talk, man. Check this out. I'm the host, Dina Boy Juice. To my left, we got,
SD Pasadena Shine. It's all the same.
you know what I mean? And to the right of Flossie B,
Your boy Swaggy D. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
and so on and so on. Now, we have a beautiful young lady here tonight. Introduce yourself.
Teanna Lenise.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all seen her before.
Before,
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
She's been here before.
Friend of the,
Yes.
Pulling up the
friend of the
rear.
show.
It's
Yes.
Tony Touch in the building. Y'all know what it is.
Yes. So we usually be like, how y'all doing and all that. We was conversating before we started, so we know everybody doing fine and good spirits. So man, we gonna get right into the Diddy
into
shit.
it.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Diddy?
think this is like day 4 of the trial. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna save my thoughts because y'all have some wild, interesting shit to say about this Diddy situation. You know what I mean? We're gonna start with our guest.
Teanna.
Okay.
If you don't want to start, we can start with somebody else.
Nah, start
You
with
know what I'm
somebody
saying?
else.
Start with somebody else.
Start with somebody else.
All right,
yeah.
for sure. We're gonna start with the procrastinator. How you pronounce that?
Protagonist.
Protagonist.
The protagonist.
Protagonist.
Swaggy D.
Oh, damn. You looked at him and I thought you started with S.
How you
Because
know.
that's how I go, man. This is a surprise, nigga.
That's right.
So
You know what I'm saying? What you feel about the Diddy shit though? Like, have you been watching the trial, or you just hearing about it, or?
I haven't been watching, but I've been hearing,
Uh-huh.
little stuff here and there that's been going on and some of the evidence. But, I'm like, I'm not against Diddy, you know what I mean? Like you guys already know that I talked about it. I'm like, they need to let that man out of jail. It's not a crime to be a freak. So, and then the Cassie situation, she's this is what she signed up for. You know what I mean? You want fame and fortune. This is what you that's what you wanted, right? You want to be famous, you want to be fortune, you want the money. So I don't feel bad for her at all.
Got to lay
So
on
you
your
don't
back
feel
to
bad?
get them racks.
So you don't feel bad for her getting whooped on?
Well, okay, that part, okay, I understand.
All right, make your words clear.
Yeah,
Come on,
okay.
man.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a right to put hands on a woman, but all the other stuff, you know what you was doing. You went to all the parties, all the text messages came out.
Did she go to the parties, or was she forced to go to the parties?
None of those. Nobody that went to those parties was forced to go to those parties. They went on their own.
How you know?
They
don't
they
think
went
you
because
could
they
say
wanted
nobody.
to be.
I don't think you
Nobody
could say
was
nobody
forced
was
to do
forced.
anything that they didn't want to do.
How
Some of them
you
people
know?
was paid to be there.
Yeah.
That
You
was
wasn't
like
there?
their
Was
livelihood.
you there?
Okay,
Going
if
to
they
that many
paid, that
parties.
still not means that's still not forcing nobody to do
Was
anything.
you there?
Imagine going to a party and you don't know what's all going on. You get there and then all of a sudden it turns into a giant ass freak off.
I gotta stop you right there.
And you're drugged
because
before then.
if you go to them parties, you know what's about to happen.
It's
It ain't-
premeditated.
If you're new in Hollywood, you have
It's
no idea.
premeditated.
If you
man.
knew in
It's
Hollywood, you're not
premeditated.
going to
You
that
know.
party.
Well,
The only reason why I'm gonna say no is because some people did go to those parties and they left early and didn't experience all of that freak off
Right.
stuff.
Gotcha.
But they knew it was going down.
Maybe they
That's
When
did.
he
why they
said
left
the
early.
kids is
didn't.
going,
That's why
when
they
he
left
said that
early.
shit
Early.
like, oh, the
Thank
kids
you.
is going and we're gonna have a
They
real
left early
party.
for a
Well,
reason.
That's when a lot of people left.
because he said that his kids even said that they attended the parties and he even invited parents from their schools and
Right.
stuff like that to go to the party. So I don't think
he wanted to
that
fuck their mama.
everybody knew what was going on at the after party. Some
Yeah,
people
he
just
wanted to fuck
went
We just
John.
for
To
speculate.
the
the
regular
top part
party.
to the regular
Yeah.
party and left and didn't know what was going
Mhm.
on in the after. So I
We're
I
just
think-
consumers speculating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
I
if
would
you
been
say,
there.
if
yeah.
you at the after party, that's a select
then you
few.
kind of know
That's a select
yeah,
few.
I think,
That's what I'm
few.
saying. If you go to that party, you know what to
but
expect.
I think people were groomed over years though, going to those parties.
I mean,
I don't think his first white party was turned out.
No.
I think over the years it turned into something
What
else.
it
It got
is
on
now.
different
Yeah,
levels.
it turned into something
It
else.
got on
'Cause
different
it
levels.
wasn't like that in the beginning, probably.
So before we got real quick, because she just said something right.
That's a good
So
point.
you said they were groomed to go to those parties, and it started from the bottom. Now they're there, right?
Well, because look at the
Basically.
videos, look at the pictures that he had with like Leonardo DiCaprio, Justin Bieber, like all of those people.
All freaks.
Those them was all groomed. Them was grooming. I think those
Yeah,
were,
definitely.
you know what I mean.
Definitely.
So they were young. You know what I mean. So you got a powerful man
Mm-hmm.
that is in control or has some kind of say so.
But Leonardo don't have nothing to do with
Over.
music. You get what
No,
I'm saying?
no.
It's
So
just an actor.
he was probably into that anyway. But what
He's
I
an
wanted
actor.
to say was because we were talking off camera before, and you were talking about how he was groomed by his parents, right?
His mother.
He was groomed by Clive
Clive
Davis.
Davis.
And what's the
Yeah.
other one
They
you
said Quincy Jones.
I know, but
Andre
the
Harrell.
main one,
Ted,
Andre
what was his
Harrell.
name?
Harrell.
Andre
Harrell.
Harrell. Yep.
So if he was groomed like that, you don't think that he fell into the life and it was
Only
just
gotta watch the Sinners
already
either.
his first party was. I think his first party
Yeah,
was
it was
like
a
that.
freak
Was
off.
a
Yeah,
tester.
for
I
sure.
think it was
You know
a
what I'm
tester.
saying?
No, I think the first one, I agree.
Because if you're groomed like that, this is what you used
But
to.
his first
So
party, I
every
don't think
party-
he had the much power that he have
Right
now.
now.
He didn't have that much power then. He
No.
wasn't. I don't think when he first started
Soon
off,
as
he
Bad
wasn't.
Boy
wasn't-
hit,
but he wasn't
soon as
throwing-
Bad
Talking about
Boy
before
hit,
that.
He
I'm
wasn't
talking
throwing.
about
We're
before
talking
Big
about
saying
before
he
that.
wasn't-
It
talking
wasn't-
about
when he
before
was
that.
when he was at Howard.
It
When
wasn't-
he was an intern at Uptown.
But
Yeah.
he
But
was
still,
he was
he
a
still
party
had power.
promoter. He
He
was a
still
party
had power.
promoter
Correct.
then.
Yeah.
You know, he was a party promoter. He was an intern. Soon as he got Bad Boy, Craig Mack and Biggie, they wasn't like coming up the charts. No, them motherfuckers hit.
I know,
So
but they wasn't
he
throwing
had
white parties
bread.
back then.
No,
But
they
that's
wasn't
the-
throwing
It
white
it
parties.
don't
You
have
hit
to
the-
be
you
a
hit
white
the nail on
party.
I know,
the
and
It's just
I
a
get
party.
that part. I get
You know
that
what I'm
part.
saying?
On the head.
What I'm saying is, it's levels to everything, especially when you're successful and
Yeah.
you get more money. So
Uh-huh.
that level is gonna go up. It's not gonna go
Definitely.
down. It's gonna go
Definitely.
up. So what she's
The more
saying
money you
is,
getting.
So what she's saying is that it started off with the first white party, and I agree with her. The first white party was like, okay, meet and greet. Wait a minute, hold on, let me finish. Can I laugh?
After party.
Yeah, bro. I ain't
Let me
said
laugh.
nothing. I ain't even said
I
nothing.
think that it was a meet and greet
Uh-huh.
to see who's with it and who's not with it.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the end of the day, you got so many rich people. You got Leonardo Canap, what's the name over there? You got Justin Bieber. You got all these famous people in here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we gonna get them drunk and get them loaded and see what level they on.
Yeah.
But see, even what you just said, meet and greet, right?
Okay.
So if you got to start somewhere, where do you start?
Cause it's
Right.
3 different parties.
Now
he
listen,
had.
where do
Do
you
you
start?
understand
Yeah.
that?
I get you. We talking about the last party.
The
which
last
is the
party
freak
is
off.
the that's the one you going.
That's when it's
you
going
to
down.
the dark side.
So
Yeah.
if you got a little money,
but then
right?
what she's saying is it wasn't a dark side party back in the day.
Listen. Let me
Go
land.
ahead,
He graduated.
If you got a little money,
Mm-hmm.
like we can pull together some money to get some bitches over here that's gonna be ready to do whatever the fuck we want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So just imagine having more. So the first party, I'm going off of what y'all saying. It was a tester. So if it's a tester, I got some bitches up in here or some females up in here that's doing some freaky shit.
But he
But
not
I'ma tell
drugging
you.
them.
But listen, I'm
They
gonna tell
doing
you.
it on their
I'ma
own will. I
tell
get
you.
you.
I'm
I
gonna tell
get
you the
you.
difference.
Then
I'ma
he
tell
not
you the-
drugging. It's a big way.
No,
let me
I
let
get
me
you
land.
on
Let me
that.
answer this question.
I get you
Let
on
me
that.
get him on that one. At the end of the day, it's on the, when I say levels, it's on a level where now he's forcing people under their own will to stay because he got shit against him.
Got him on tape?
He got him on tape or something like that.
Prior
Because over
prior
the year-
freak-offs.
Prior freak-offs. You
When
get
they
what
was
I'm
with
saying?
it, huh?
So exactly. So you have to have the first one. The first, to see who's with it and who's not. And then can we fly some girls in to make them stay? Because that's what he was doing too. He was flying girls in to make them stay and drug them.
He was hiring prostitutes and
Right.
hire men and women
Right.
prostitutes.
What's the difference between what he's doing and
He's
us
basically
all
doing
getting,
what the
listen,
white boy did.
and
they
us all
killed.
getting together and going to a swingers club
What's his
tonight?
name?
I think the
They killed in
difference
jail?
what he was
What's the
doing
nigga name
and
they
what
killed in jail? The white
everything
boy.
else
Epstein.
Epstein.
is that
He's a
he
black
was
Epstein.
drugging them and he was blackmailing them.
Exactly.
So I think that's the difference.
He's a black
you're
Epstein,
drugging them and you're
whatever.
blackmailing them,
Without their
and
knowledge.
then you don't know what kind of drugs he gave him, and people black out, and you don't know what was
We don't
done
know.
to you. But if you on camera and you on tape, and he taped it, and he say, "Hey, you either gonna do this because I got
Exactly.
you
Or I'ma
on
put it
camera,
out.
or else
Exactly.
I'm gonna put
And
it
ruin
out."
your career.
Then what you think people gonna do? Because they don't want their careers ruined. They don't
Right.
want that out. So I think that's the difference between you hiring somebody and they know what they gonna do when they get there,
Right.
versus somebody get there, have a few drinks, and they drink is spiked and they done took
Yeah,
some
I
drugs
brought that
that
up.
they
I
didn't
brought
know
that up
of.
to go along with y'all was saying.
Yeah.
Because y'all saying it had to start somewhere. So
Yeah.
the starting for me would mean to hire people to do what you really want to do,
Yeah.
and let it people see, because you got to fish them out and say, okay, who with it and who's not.
But that's what he was doing. If you look at some of the men that testified that were
blackmailing
paying, that he was paying to come to those things that were men,
He was
he
blackmailing
was
them.
paying them and
You
blackmailing them.
guys think
Yes.
you guys think that this man came up with this on his own?
No.
He obviously learned
No.
from somebody.
That's
He
what I
went,
just said.
He
He
went
learned
to
it.
parties.
That's what
and
I just said.
And he saw
He
going
learned
to
it
some
from
of these
what's the name?
Clyde,
I'm
probably
Boom.
I'ma
Clyde
tell y'all,
Davis,
He was
Hollywood-
Clyde
About a
Davis.
big
You know what I mean?
group.
Epstein. All these people were doing these parties before
Yeah.
P Diddy.
He was
Yeah,
groomed.
Hollywood
He didn't just
ain't
come up
nothing
on this
but a
on his
freak
own.
show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hollywood ain't
Okay, so
nothing-
you got to pay the
Hollywood ain't
consequences
nothing-
just
yeah.
like Epstein and all them
Hollywood
had to
ain't
pay.
nothing but a freak show. They've been using sex magic
pay
to
the
control.
consequences.
Is it
For
safe to
years.
say that everybody that's on the upper echelon done did some freaky shit?
No, I wouldn't say
No,
everybody.
I
wouldn't say everybody. I wouldn't
but-
say
I wouldn't say
everybody.
everybody.
Another
quite
thing,
sure
I don't
people
believe
are
that he was
aware.
bringing in people from different countries and this and
Yeah.
that.
But
Stop
that's
it,
what
man.
they came to
That's
do.
what he
Only
was
allow
doing,
these
though.
parties if you a household name. If
You
a
don't have to
celebrity.
believe it.
These are parties for celebrities only.
Hold on.
don't
But
have
none
to
of us in
believe
there
it.
would be invited to none of that
Hold on,
party.
this is
If you ain't a celebrity,
That's
if you ain't an
definite.
actor,
That's
rapper,
definite.
model,
You're right. You
you're
don't
not
have
go-
to believe
You're
it.
not
Unless-
invited to none of these
Unless
parties.
you're the paid sex worker.
Let me ask you a question.
No, wait. Hit him with this.
No
You
regular
don't have
person-
to believe it,
No
Dwight.
regular person will be at these
Watch
parties.
this,
So
watch this.
all that bringing in people and hiring escorts, none of that was
Okay,
happening.
but you
So I
don't
don't
have
believe none
to.
of that.
You don't have to
Wow.
believe it, but
I
that
don't
doesn't.
believe none of it.
Just
No, that
because
happened.
you
That
don't
happened
believe
for
it, don't
sure.
mean that it wasn't
But hold
happening.
on.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on, man.
Does that make sense?
Wait a minute. I
Just
just wanna
because he
address
don't
this shit
believe it
first.
don't mean
Let
it
me
wasn't
address this
happening.
shit first. Let me just address this shit first. First, we're gonna talk about the ass whooping.
Come on.
Because I'm quite sure you was talking about she willingly, but you don't think an ass whooping would influence a nigga to go to a function? If I whooped your ass and told you, nigga, I whoop your ass and tell you, nigga, you coming with me down on Colorado.
No matter what.
You gonna come with me down on Colorado. You see what I'm saying?
And
'Cause
you
you
gonna
don't
do
want me
these
to
drugs.
whoop your ass again, do you? No.
And you
So
gonna
that's
do
what I'm
these
saying.
drugs.
She's a woman.
that's
He's
number
men
one.
are
So
way
you
stronger
can't-
than women.
You can't just say
Period.
like all of the shit is 50-50 and she did shit willingly. That's just number one. Number two, in regards to y'all gotta understand the white party. Yeah, this nigga started off like he said. Howard, nigga was a party promoter. The nigga know how to throw a function.
Yeah.
The nigga got sued for it.
Him and Jamie
throwing
was
a-
battling
hold on.
each other.
The nigga got sued for a function before he got on and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, when people die.
Yeah.
The nigga, so the nigga been on, Puffy was on.
Yeah.
The niggas knew he knew how to throw a party. So the fact that now he's a record executive, the white parties, you're right. Yeah, the nigga didn't just off the bat, off the boogie was throwing white parties, but that's where the shit started. Like you
Yeah.
said. Now, niggas was already hip to the shit because he been fucking with certain niggas. He just ain't had them all in one place.
Jamie was there
what
too, but he
can do-
stopped.
Hold on. So what he
Go
can
on.
do with the white party is now I can put all you niggas in one spot.
Right.
Yeah.
You
On
see
a
what I'm
big
saying?
ass bed.
Instead of maybe it's 10 of the homies that I do the shit with, but you know, every now and again I do it with 2 or 3 homies over here, 2 or 3.
Now I got everybody
Now I
on
can
a
just
big
put
ass
all
bed.
you niggas in one spot, and it's a white party. Just think about that. Like that shit is.
Just think about how much
Man, that
baby
shit
oil
crazy.
was used. huh?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we already
Closets
know.
full of
We
baby
already
oil.
know how much
I don't
he
wanna
had
think
of that.
about
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
But
But
at
that's
the
a
end of
fucked
the
up
day-
thing. But like I said, at that point, like you said,
Here.
it was all about the relationships he was trying to build,
Build.
and the fact that he was trying to hold shit over certain niggas' heads, and that's the reason why Puffy lasted so long because the music shit for him was falling off.
So let me tell you. So y'all don't think he was holding shit over Biggie head? Y'all don't think he was holding stuff
I
over
think he
all his
was.
artists'
Way back
head?
then.
I
think he
don't.
was.
Not back
As far as Biggie, no. Now
was probably-
everybody
he
else,
probably wasn't paying him like he was supposed to be
fucked
paying him.
everybody else. You got to remember, the nigga had Mary J. Blige first. He had Mary first.
Biggie.
Joe-
I mean, who?
Puffy.
Yeah, Mary
Puffy
J.
had Mary
Jodeci.
first.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. So that's
That was
number one.
really under
So-
what's name?
Andre
No,
Harrell.
that was
yeah.
no.
That was
nigga,
under Andre
listen,
Harrell.
Uptown.
Listen, nigga,
But
she was
that
signed.
was-
Puffy discovered
Listen,
her.
nigga.
I get that.
Listen,
But
Mary
listen,
J was
he
signed
do
to
music.
Puffy.
I don't give a damn what he talking
She
about.
just got from under that deal. Y'all know what I'm
That
talking
was
about.
signed by
Mary J was
Andre
signed to
Harrell.
Puffy, not to
Andre
not to
Harrell.
Andre Harrell.
they was what was that
Uptown.
Uptown or whatever. But listen, man. So that's number one. So number two, like I said, bruh, it wasn't no grooming a motherfucker. He knew who the fucking freaks were. So I'm gonna throw this all white party. They didn't know he had
all
ulterior
the
motives.
freaks.
And they like, good looking out, Puffy. We ain't got to spend this 500 bands you about to spend for this party. Thank you. And nigga, you
we get the same
you
result.
bringing the work.
But they said Andre
you
Harrell.
So you don't think
they
Andre
said,
Harrell
They said
and-
Andre
and the white boys
Harrell,
groomed
Quincy
him?
Jones,
Oh, yeah,
and
all
Clive
groomed him.
Davis all groomed him.
Of course.
But then
That's-
you got to
that's-
think
that-
about back
that's-
in the days, it wasn't like it is now. So
No.
back in the days, that's when Hugh
wasn't
Hefner
no
was
social
rolling.
media.
You know what I'm saying? All these people was rolling, doing whatever the fuck
There
they
wasn't
wanted
no
to
social
do.
media.
Yeah.
And if I'm holding a contract over your head and it's only like for 100,000, you back in the days you like
That's a lot of
100,000
money.
a lot of money. Now he holding millions over niggas' heads.
Yeah.
So it's like a total difference, and you got social media, and you got a camera in every fucking building. Back in the days, it wasn't cameras. How many people got beat? How many people got dragged up out the hotel, back in the hotel? It was probably the same shit going on, but we weren't able to visualize it. So
Because there was no social media.
and people couldn't sue them.
Yeah.
They like, oh, it's my word
it's
against this
yours.
powerful motherfucker. No, we talking about Clive Davis and all of these
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
They couldn't sue them because it was like, man.
It was no social
Soon as
media,
Quincy
too.
Jones died, people was like, oh, he did this to me. He
Of
did that to
course.
me. Because the shit happened way in the 70s, the 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he was at the top of his game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He ain't had a hit since Secret Garden.
Is Quincy Jones dead?
Yeah,
Yeah, he passed.
When
Yeah.
did he
But I'm gonna
pass?
be honest with you.
Yeah, he
He
passed
passed
away and
because
people started coming
he
out.
had an
Like 2
influence
years
on
ago.
the industry.
Yeah,
Of
he
course
did.
he
Passed
did.
like 2 years
He
ago.
had an
No, he
influence
just
on
passed a few
all
months ago.
black men wanted to
I
fuck
thought it was
with
like a
him.
year
Yeah.
ago.
No, it was he just passed.
to
like,
learn how to
recently,
put
like,
shit
probably
together
like in the last 6
because
months.
some of the greatest albums that were ever made, he was
What-
a part of.
Yes,
he
he was.
made, he produced.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that being said, but going back to what she was saying,
We still Peter
and
Pan.
just period, you got to
Thank
think
you.
about it like this: you're young, you're trying to get on, you're ambitious, you're trying to do what everybody's telling you. You got to be available, you got to be accessible. You know the bullshit that come with the shit. So now you're invited to a Puffy party. We don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
We don't know what's going on. Let's keep it real. Like, let's say right now.
You heard
we
what
get a-
Exhibit
we-
said.
We all, let's say right
Remember
now.
Exhibit?
Every one of us
Yeah.
on this panel get invited to a Puffy party. Let's say we've heard some of the shit before, but we've never seen it with our own eyes. Say we go to a party where they're
I'm not
long enough-
going.
But just listen. Just listen.
No, I'm not going. I'm
Just
asking
listen.
you. Bro.
Can
Go
you
ahead.
listen? Let me land.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My point
I
is,
ain't going.
Y'all can go.
none of it. Look,
Have a good time.
after some of the shit we've heard, none of us is going.
I'm
Yeah.
not
And I'm gonna
going.
be honest with
We
you.
got to imagine we
20
ain't heard
years
none of
ago,
this shit.
Yeah,
20
everybody
years
was
ago,
going.
we would all win.
Yep. 20 years ago, we would have
Check
won.
this out. I'm
pretty
gonna ask
much.
you a question. No, wait.
I wasn't even finished.
Wait. 20 years ago, he was having the white parties. I didn't want to go. I could have went a few times, nigga, but I didn't go. You know why?
Because you knew.
No, I knew something was funny with that. Because
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx and them, they was battling each other. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
the
saying? And
light
both of them
skin- the
niggas
little
is
light
funny.
skin comedian
So you
nigga.
know where I went to? I went to Thug Life parties. I went to the summer jams. and
Everybody's
stuff like
not
that. I
able,
didn't-
Boney.
I know, I get that part. I understand.
Go
Because
hang
there's a
out with
whole
the
lot
hood
of
niggas
people.
and the
Everybody's
hood
not
rats.
able to know the people that you know that are
And the
West
hood
Coast
rats.
legends and all that shit, Boney.
You know it's going down with the hood
Everybody
rats and the
don't.
homies.
Everybody didn't
My
have it
point
like
is
you
this.
had it, Boney.
At that time, it was Thug Life, nigga. So at that, I'm just saying.
In '96, Pac was gone. Puffy was on top.
Yeah, definitely.
He was on top. Let's just be honest.
All of us would
Yeah.
have went to those parties. So cut it out,
I'm
Tony.
just- I'm
Touch.
just being honest
You would have
with
went to
you.
those parties too. If
Every
you was
one
invited.
of us.
Tony had the
I don't
chance
want-
to go.
no,
I
he
never
didn't.
went to one of those parties.
Listen,
And I had
would've
plenty
went.
of times
He's
to
making
go.
it personal.
Yeah.
You would have went.
I didn't go,
All-
nigga. I'm telling you.
Everybody in this room would have went to those parties if you was invited.
Everybody
telling
except Tony, nigga.
Thank you.
Tony the Tiger would
Yeah,
have
we're not
lied.
gonna listen to him.
You
He's
know
just
it's
trying
funny,
to.
you know it's funny,
Whatever.
though.
He's trying to act
He
too
ain't been
too macho.
I'm just saying I
If
didn't
we
go
would
to
all
the white
go in
party.
here,
I had
fuck it,
I had
I'm
chances
going.
to go,
I'm going.
Fuck it,
but
I'm
I didn't go.
Yeah.
Hey, if we
Yeah,
was
I
all
definitely
going-
would have went.
Hey, if we was all going tonight, later on tonight, and had a couple sips,
Now,
you
I'm not
like,
gonna
fuck
say-
it. She
well,
going,
look, S.
I'm riding with you.
S and G.
Make
I'm not
sure I
gonna
get home
say
safe.
I'm not gonna
Thank
say I
you.
didn't go because I already knew that it was some freak out shit going on. Because
knew something was
clearly
weird.
I
I
did.
got you.
I didn't go because I didn't want to go. It didn't have nothing to do. I didn't know Puff was doing
You
what he
didn't
was
fuck
doing.
with Puffy.
I
That's
didn't
what
fuck
it
with
was.
Puffy.
I don't
didn't
believe
fuck
it.
with
I don't
Puffy.
believe
That's
it's
Because I'm
going
a
on
West
that long.
Coast nigga. I
It
don't
wasn't
fuck
going
with
on.
Puffy.
Because
20
the
years
East
ago,
Coast,
he
West
wasn't
Coast
doing those
beef.
parties like
Yeah.
that.
Man,
So
you
you
sound
mean,
stupid.
so you mean
That
to
shit
tell
just started
me?
happening.
I've been
in the
hearing
all
last-
the
about
shit you
Puffy.
heard
No.
about R.
Probably
Kelly.
last-
about
That's
Robert.
not true,
I would
Dwight.
say in the last 10 years.
That's not true.
Nah,
Okay.
I say
Nigga,
15
20
years.
years
All right,
ago,
we
he
gonna
was not
so
doing
we
none
gonna
of the
answer
parties.
this. We gonna
Nigga,
sum
I've
this
been
up.
hearing
Heard
about
about
Have you
R.
ever
Puffy.
been
Kelly.
to a
I've been
white
hearing about
party?
Robert, nigga.
No, you
Facts.
haven't.
Yeah, I've been
No,
to
you
a
have
white
not.
party, but not no Puffy white
Puffy
party.
party. Okay. When he was having them, you remember? Have you ever been to one?
No.
When he was having them, when he was throwing them, have you ever got invited? You could have went, right?
See?
See, senor,
See, senor?
and you didn't what?
Senor.
You didn't go.
Yeah, 20 years ago, he was
No
not doing the
bueno,
parties. So
Not
I don't
because
believe
of
that.
what's
So-
going on with Puffy right now.
So when Cassie got with him, right? That's when all the shit started, basically.
Okay, how
That's
long ago
what
was
you're
that?
No,
saying.
that's
That
oh,
was-
that's what you think?
That's what he thinks.
She,
But that was 2006. So that's 19 years ago.
yeah.
Because
So-
he was married to Kim Porter, right?
No, he was
Nigga,
never.
in the
He was,
90s.
was he ever married to her?
Yeah, I
He
think
never
so.
married her.
In the
I don't
90s.
He
Yeah,
never married
They
her.
did get
So-
married. But
No, they didn't.
They did
Oh,
get
no,
married.
no, they
He
didn't.
got engaged.
No,
to
They
her.
never
didn't
got
get
married.
They didn't get
I
married.
don't
They got
think they
yeah.
got
They didn't get
married.
married. No,
They
didn't
never
get
got married.
They didn't get married.
No.
But still,
And
nigga,
then he
Kim-
was- and
I
then-
think he had something to do with
And
her
then he was
death.
with
She
J.
was coming
And
out
then
with
he
that
was
book.
with J Lo. Don't forget about the J Lo.
That's what I'm saying.
He
but-
wasn't doing
That
the
was
parties
Kim
back
and
then.
J Lo.
He was doing the
Yes,
party.
he
Do
was.
you
doing
know
the
how
parties.
much
He
of a
was.
freak
J-Lo
J-Lo
wouldn't-
is?
J-Lo was
How
at
much
the
of-
parties.
Do
He
you know
wasn't
how
getting
much of a
flipped.
freak J-Lo is?
I'm sorry.
Lord.
I didn't mean to say that.
My East Coast niggas was telling me how
Forgive me,
she
Lord.
was on the back of
Forgive
Rice
me.
Rockets, nigga, with her nigga topless. Nigga in the
I'm asking
He
90s.
you.
got with he started doing
I
it
gotta
when he
watch
got
my
with
That's how
words.
J-Lo
No,
got
I
on.
think
J-Lo was at the parties.
He
I'm
was
just gonna
doing
say
it
that.
before
found-
that.
J-Lo
found
was in the
somebody-
bodies, nigga, on
Ask
the back
him-
of a Rice Rocket
Hold
topless.
on.
Hey,
He
Flossie.
found somebody
Yeah,
that
J-Lo
Ask him
was
was,
running with the ass
J-Lo
out.
at the parties.
he found
Oh, yeah,
somebody
for
that he
sure.
can
No
mold and he
question.
can train her and do what she want to do.
Okay, so you proving our point.
He found
You're
him a
proving our point.
He found
That's
him a,
the first
he
one?
found
You
him a
proving-
submissive
you
woman
proving
who
our
would do
point.
what he tells her to do.
Yeah, you
Is that
proving
Because the
our
other
point.
ones weren't submissive.
J-Lo was basically,
okay.
what's her name? Oh,
Hey,
girl, Cassidy.
J-Lo wasn't submissive.
She was just a
Kim
Bronx
Porter didn't want to be
Cassidy.
submissive. You know what I mean?
He threw her in there,
so
too.
How many times he whooped Kim Porter's
he
ass?
went and got
And
him.
J-Lo, maybe.
Do you know how many
They
times he
saying he
whooped
killed
Kim
Kim
Porter's
Porter,
ass?
nigga.
Exactly.
I never
Killed
heard
her.
of anything.
They saying he killed her.
Oh,
I think he
Lord.
offed her.
They
That's
saying he
it.
killed
I
her.
think he
I
has
heard
something
that,
to do
but
with her
that's
death.
not possible.
That's not possible.
My opinion,
Why
I
ain't
think
it?
he offed her.
Why ain't it?
I think he offed her too.
Why
Why
ain't it?
would he
The-
buy her casket 2 weeks before she died? How you know
Yeah, what
somebody
kind of
gonna
sense does
die
that make?
before?
And you won't let her go to the
doctor
hospital.
said you're gonna die.
You won't let her go to the hospital.
The
And
record
with that-
executive
Doctor
gave
gave
Easy
so many
AIDS.
days to live.
And you
Shit.
won't let her go to the hospital. That's some strange
Man.
shit.
So he found
Flossie.
somebody young,
He
Flossie,
offed
that's
her
some
because
strange
she
shit.
was
young,
writing that book.
beautiful young
She
lady.
ain't Michael Jackson.
She was
about to
doing a
drop
tell
that
all.
book.
Said she
Hello?
wasn't
Then
even
all of a
writing the
sudden
book.
she
She's
come
Kim
up dead.
Porter.
You're not
She ain't
listening.
Michael
That was-
Jackson, nigga.
that
How would
She
they
ain't
know?
Whitney
You
Houston.
think they got
Thank
paid?
How would they know?
I'm saying, you think they got
I'm
paid?
saying if she was listen, there was another author. I forget her name. Her name escapes me, but she died because she came out with a book called Bling that talks about a lot of the stuff that Puffy was doing, and she came up dead before Kim. Okay, and
Then
then
Kim came up dead.
They said Kim was writing a book, but do you think if she was writing a book and to tell all that she would tell everybody? I wouldn't tell nobody
Nobody at all.
because you can't trust nobody.
So how did he
Even
find
Nicki
out?
Minaj said.
But
I'm
listen,
pretty sure she
you hear
told
what Nicki
somebody.
Minaj said?
The wrong
Hey, but
person.
listen, Superhead wrote wrote a book.
It's a
I was
mic.
just about to
Yeah.
say
She
that.
nigga told.
I
spilled
read
all
her
the
book,
truth.
but her book, she also said that she did a lot of that shit willingly too because
No, but
she wanted
Yeah,
to
she
be a
said she
hoe.
did it
But she, at
willingly.
least
Yeah.
she still said it.
Yeah, she still said it, but she
But
that's
she
what
put
I'm
it.
changed
saying.
niggas' names.
Yeah, but she
Like
didn't
Method
put.
Man, LL,
Yeah,
Jay-Z,
you
she
had
changed
to.
all them
You
niggas'
had
names.
to
Lil Wayne.
imagine who the hell they was by
Nah.
who she
Superhead.
described.
Superhead
You know what
changed
I
their
mean?
names in
But
the book.
but I'm just saying she didn't name people the way they said Kim
was
No,
was
but
gonna do the book.
she was gonna do it, and I believe it was gonna be nigga. Of course, Michael Epstein. You think that nigga just happenstancely? This nigga ain't never
they
been
off
locked.
him.
Hold on, man. This nigga ain't never been locked up. You think that nigga died on accident?
No.
You think
He
that
was
nigga
gonna start
died on
talking.
it?
That's
That
why they
nigga
had
was
to
about
get.
to start
They had to
telling.
get that nigga up out of there because he
Yeah,
was
he
gonna
was
start
about to
talking.
start
deeper
telling.
secrets.
He was about to start talking.
knew deeper
Had something to
secrets.
Yeah.
That
do
nigga was the gatekeeper.
with that girl's
I'm
death.
thinking.
I
I
don't
think
care
the
what
reason
nobody
why
say.
he got off for real though, why Epstein got off, is because he had the Clintons to he
He
knew
didn't get
too
off. They
much.
killed him before
killed
I
that.
know that's
Epstein.
what I'm
That's what
saying.
she's saying.
But
He got off.
he knew too
Oh,
much
off.
about
Oh, yeah, I got
too
you, I got
many
you.
important
The
people
royal
like
family.
the
is why-
royal family.
That's why that
and-
nigga got
yeah.
off.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
The royal family
Yeah.
is the reason because he had them photos. But once again, what was the boy doing on his island? Now see
Too
what
damn
that nigga
much.
did.
A
but
whole
he
lot.
He was
But
with the
what
shit
that nigga
too.
did,
Whole
that
lot
nigga
we
had an
don't know
island
about.
though.
He did. Who gave him the money to do it though? It's
Thank you.
that guy
The boy,
that owned
Victoria's Secret.
yeah.
That nigga had the presidents up there and everything.
Hey, but listen.
Yeah.
We talking about Epstein, right?
Yeah,
Epstein,
Epstein
yeah.
Island.
Yeah, the whole
Epstein
island. There you
Island.
go. Hey,
See,
But like I
Epstein
said, that
fucked
nigga had
up.
a- that nigga had
Epstein
an
fucked
island.
up is
Yeah.
where a lot of these niggas fuck up.
That's
And
it.
you got all of these grown folks willing to do all of this that's over 18.
and they was ringing
Like-
girls.
Where you fuck
they
up
Some of them
weren't.
is
Epstein
you
But
gonna-
girls,
the Epstein
you-
some of them
girls
Epstein
weren't
girls
over
was
18.
young. They was
They
like
were
15.
young.
They was like 15
They were
and 13,
young.
They was
Juice.
young.
They were young, Juice.
They was
Juice.
young.
That's
It
why
wasn't no
he got
grown
the
women.
smoke the
Wasn't
way
no.
he
He
did.
didn't want no grown
Grown
women.
women.
Juice.
That's
You hear what I'm
why.
saying?
Did
Yeah.
y'all hear what I said?
What'd you
What?
I
say?
said this is where these niggas fuck up at.
Oh.
They have all of these older women that's
Who-
of age that's willing to do it.
Do that.
Oh.
Then they
Oh,
get to
okay.
good
Yeah.
fucking with
I didn't
these
hear you.
younger
See, I
women.
wasn't listening.
Exactly.
My
As soon
bad.
as you get caught with a young broad, it's
over.
over.
It's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
So,
island was full of young
He
bros.
should have stuck with what he was doing for all
I
of
don't
those
understand.
years.
Y'all got 40. It's
The
40,
island was full of
40-year-old women
babies.
that's willing to do a lot of things for a
Yeah,
little
but they got
change.
used pussy.
Look, he got.
I know it's some fire 40-year-old out here.
It is.
I know it's some fire.
It is.
I know
but
it's a 40-year-old that's blowing a nigga socks off right
Right
now
now.
somewhere,
It
and that
is.
nigga
So
toes is curling
and
up.
do
Like,
it
where she
willingly.
at?
Willingly.
Where she at?
do y'all remember? Y'all probably don't remember this. It was an interview. I can't even think about who the star was. It was either Usher, it was P Diddy, or Usher. It was one of them two, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this dumb motherfucker said, "What else can I do with a woman? I done did everything
Who
with
said
a
that?
woman."
no, nigga, Will Smith said that.
Was that Will Smith?
It was Will Smith.
Said, I done
But
did
see, that's
everything
when I knew.
with a woman. Like,
I've
what
done it
else
all.
is there
So
to
that's
do?
why they want
So
men?
That's why they start
why-
doing all this weird shit.
That's why these guys that do this type of stuff, they like, well, I done did everything with a woman. Now it's time to venture over here.
do some other shit.
You know what I'm saying? And that be their mind state. They be so rich, they be having so much
nothing
money.
better.
Everything to do
Than
at
a
the
woman
fingertips.
sitting on
They like
you
shit.
up
top
in the,
of you.
you
You know
up
what I
in-
mean?
you up
Well,
in
I'm
the-
gonna be
can I
rich
do?
and I ain't going to the dark side.
Hey,
No.
but the thing is, you
I'm
up
not
in
But
the,
they do.
But see,
You
you
hear me?
naturally,
I know,
you
I'm
naturally
They go to the
as a
dark
human
side.
being, you're going to
I
try
know,
to
I know.
uptake your
Gyrating on your
experience.
lap.
You see what
Man,
I'm
nothing
saying?
better.
I think my point
I'm
is
gonna walk
that
out the room. I don't like the way this shit is looking.
I just feel like, you know, he groomed her at the end of
Oh,
the day
yeah, for
because she
sure.
was young when she started
sure.
messing with him.
And he
I
was
think,
old.
And
or
I think
older.
as a society, this is just a conversation that we need to have, that men of a certain age should not be entertaining young girls because they're very impressionable.
Exactly.
And they don't know about relationships and and really what that is. And these grown men know.
Yeah.
Right.
And like
We're saying it
you
with the
said,
Shannon
he
Sharp
said
shit.
they're grooming them to do and be what you want them to be and do, because a grown motherfucker like me ain't going for no shit like
Exactly.
that.
They fall in love and they
Exactly.
willing to do any and everything
But the young girls,
to keep you.
yeah, but the young girls are easily impressionable. If you doing shit for me that my parents can't even fucking do, what
I'm
you
with
think
you.
I'ma do?
I'm
Right.
with you.
You
Okay,
know what
but
I mean?
you gotta
My mom can't take
Hold on,
care
But
of
you gotta
me.
understand though. A lot of look, wait,
She
let me
made a
say.
good
I'm
point.
just saying.
Yeah,
got a
but
good
the
point.
cold
Go
thing
ahead.
about it
You
is,
doing
But a lot of
shit
these
for
girls
me.
ain't got no parents.
but
That's
no,
my point.
Yeah, they ain't got no
That's
parents.
my point. You doing shit for me
'Cause
that
we don't know what
can't
cat- what-
nobody do
the
for
cat-
me.
But see,
Cassie have
the
a
cold
father?
thing, no, the cold thing is you hit the nail on the head because,
did.
like you
That
said,
was a great point.
they feel like they have to groom, but it's a motherfucker your age that's gonna do the same shit that 19-year-old is gonna do. It's just when niggas get to a certain point, when it comes to wherever they feel they are in their career, in
Yeah,
their
he got the
life,
money.
you know what I'm saying, is
What
in
they
their
went
wealth
through.
or in their wealth,
Or what
like
they went
certain
through. Throw that
niggas
in
just
there,
think
too.
that they have to do something outside of the norm because they've done all of
Flossy,
the
what
norm.
about what
Yeah.
they went
You
through?
see what I'm saying? No, I'm not debating
What
that. But
about
what I'm
what?
saying
What
is,
we don't know what Cassidy went
as
through.
far as these men,
she might have been touched.
As far as a
have no
man
idea.
that's
Yeah,
empowered,
A
and
lot
you're
of
thinking
girls
that you
Cassie
have
might
to
have been
groom,
touched.
and you
You're right.
thinking that you have
You
to
are
groom
absolutely
somebody
right.
versus
So
just
you're not
going
listening
and
to
getting
my big
somebody
point.
that will still do your age, that will still do all the shit that you listen. Trust me, Puffy, nigga, it's bitches that will, nigga, coming to America. This nigga, you see what I'm
Okay.
saying? You
No,
want me to
for
wash
real.
your feet, nigga? All the
No,
But
shit.
he got a lot of
You
women
see
that.
what I'm saying?
But he
So,
has a lot
for
of women
him
that
to think
turned him
but
down.
hold
Didn't
on,
care
but
about his fame.
But for him to think
He
that
took
he
the-
has
he
to
took-
groom
Y'all
a
be
young
missing the point, man.
woman.
These niggas like young pussy.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
I know that.
You got an old bitch that done, excuse my French, but you got an old woman that done been through the ringer and back, and yeah, she willing to do it, but what has she done? These niggas is looking for innocence.
No, I know.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
looking to
They
Exactly.
steal
looking
the
for
innocence.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they looking to
Them
steal
miles,
it.
nigga.
Exactly.
But check this out. Check this out. I gotta swing
Miles,
this
nigga,
a
'cause
little
she
bit.
don't know how to do some shit.
I gotta swing this a little bit because we still talking about a federal case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? We talking about, nigga, sexual shit.
Yeah.
How is this crime gonna put this nigga away for
Life.
the rest of his life? Is it a federal crime? Is it a state crime? Or do y'all think that the defense
It's clearly a
is
federal.
helping? I heard you say earlier they was fucking his shit up, but we think the prosecution is really putting on a case like, oh, this is a federal crime? Or
I
they
do.
just putting on some shit like this is state because all they showing us is
I-
this nigga's a freak. And
Yeah,
that's all we've been
It's
talking
definitely,
about.
I
it's
think-
definitely no racketeering
Shit.
involved for
I
sure.
think
They trying
that-
to get this racketeering, but they're not going. They're not going. That
I think
racketeering
they're
is not
They
going
ain't
slowly-
even
to
got that far
I
yet.
think they're
not gonna
slowly
stick.
building their case.
They ain't even
This-
got that
Exactly.
far,
This is
bro.
a court case that's gonna last
This
between
is just
8 to
a-
10 weeks. We only on how many days?
Yeah.
Like
So
4 or
you
5,
cannot,
yeah.
Like, oh,
you
he gonna get
cannot
put-
say they
Come
don't
on,
have
man.
a case because I'm gonna tell you one thing.
There's plenty more
When the
people
feds
coming.
come for your ass,
Yeah, it's more
your
witnesses
ass
coming.
is
Get the fuck
grass.
up outta here.
Something is gonna
What you
stick.
talking
I
about?
feel like
And that's facts.
y'all was saying
That's
Something
that.
facts,
is gonna
nigga.
stick.
But he keeps
Period.
saying that.
That's
Yo,
facts.
But the receipts ain't fully dropped. I'm telling
No,
you.
they haven't.
Like, we already
They
know.
ain't
Oh,
gonna
you looking
play
at
that.
beginning
They
shit.
ain't gonna
We
play
already-
that
we already
shit.
know about
We
the
looking
nigga
at
waiting on-
beginning
y'all
shit.
waiting
We
on
already know
Abrio
about the nigga
Day.
dripping
No,
niggas
no.
drinks.
Y'all waiting on Abrio
No, it
Day.
ain't no
to-
y'all.
No,
nigga.
we
You
ain't-
too, nigga.
Now,
I'm
You
just
wait
talking
too,
about-
nigga.
I
Don't
done
say
heard-
y'all,
I
nigga.
done
I'm just
heard
saying,
what she
we
had to
done
say.
heard
wait
about
too.
the
But I done
drips.
heard what
You
she
heard
had to
her.
say.
But
Just
not
like heard
everybody.
everybody
the
else.
drinks.
You ain't
No,
heard
I haven't.
everybody else.
But
Okay then.
This
Taking
is
bribes
what I
over
think.
state lines.
Okay, this
Because
is what you think, but you don't know.
Them is
we're
fair
going off
cases
of our
right there.
thoughts. at
Okay,
this
but at
present
the
moment.
end of the
Them
day,
is fair
Juice,
cases
what I'm
right
saying
there.
is
No, I'm
more
just saying, but them
people
is fair
that's
cases
coming.
right
That's
there.
what
When
I'm
you-
saying. Y'all
when you
giving the
date
feds too
raping-
much credit.
Oh,
Y'all
okay.
thinking
The
the feds
feds is 90%, nigga.
That's because listen. This is how the
Have
feds.
you caught a fair case?
This is not having.
All right then, so
I
you
know
don't
how
know
they
nothing
work.
about it.
This is how they work. They hit you and they be like, "Oh, we got all this against you."
You don't
I
know
bet
nothing
right
about
now they hitting this nigga. You want to
They
take
gonna
a
make
deal?
something stick though.
You want to take a
He
deal?
wouldn't take the deal.
I know, but I'm telling you right now, they're calling his lawyers
gonna start
like,
talking.
"Do you want to take a deal?"
Oh,
Diddy-
you heard
Diddy
that
gonna
over the
start
speaker?
talking.
You heard that over the speaker?
Diddy gonna take
Same
a
shit.
deal.
Thank you.
Diddy gonna take a
I'm
deal.
just letting y'all know.
Different.
Every
gonna take a
time
deal.
somebody motherfucking go up to say something, they gonna say, "You want a deal? You want a deal? You want a deal?" That's
That's
how they
facts.
get
He
that
wouldn't
high ass
take a
rate.
deal.
No, that's
well,
facts.
That's how
I'm
they
just-
get that
well,
high ass
I
rate.
feel
Even
you.
if he don't get no
Well,
time.
honestly, he didn't take it because he's
Listen.
still sitting in jail.
Even
nigga.
if he don't get no time,
He didn't take
he's
it.
still gonna take a deal.
So what we talking about?
That's why the conviction
He
rate is
ain't
so
take it.
high. That's why the conviction rate is so high. Because
Something
Young
gonna
Thug,
stick.
that's a conviction.
Did he take the deal?
Wait, Young Thug, that's a conviction.
Even though they
But
gave him 20
the nigga
years
got
I
out of
asked the nigga a
jail.
question
You
3
get what I'm
times.
saying? The
got
nigga
taken
got out of
down.
jail.
But wait a
You
minute.
know?
That's every jurisdiction,
Have you
whether
took a
it's
deal,
state
Donnie?
or federal.
The homie wanted to say something.
Yeah,
Hold
go
on.
ahead.
All right, don't show the camera on me. All right. I've been
We can't even hear you
Speak
though,
up.
because you gotta.
I've been to the feds. I just got out the feds in February.
Can you hear him real quick? Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Racketeering, He go beat. That's not a racketeering case. I don't give a
No,
fuck what
no,
they
you
For
don't want
sure.
to be on
He
the
don't
camera.
wanna
You
be
don't
on
want to be
camera.
on camera.
No. I just
Yeah,
got
don't
the
put him
feds. So how the feds operate is in the middle of trial, child, they're not gonna offer you no deal because they
Right.
spent the money. That's over with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So with Diddy case, it's gonna be really hard to convict him on a racketeering.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing they can get him across is buying sex across state
Yeah,
lines
the
from
sex
people.
trafficking.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking.
That's why I said
We was
some
just
gonna
talking
fit.
about.
Some
Right.
gonna
Yeah, that's
fit.
what
What we was
said.
just talking about.
Racketeering was brought
And that's
in
the
for
white boy
mafia.
shit.
Yeah.
What's the white
Exactly,
boy
the
that
Rico,
died?
yeah.
This
He
type
was
of
doing that.
stuff
Right.
here. So they go basically try to go after. They just throw extra charges on you.
They trump up the charges.
They trump up the charges. It's your job to break down the charges.
Exactly.
So him having escorts come into different states that he's paying
Hey.
to have sex, they got it.
That's sex trafficking.
That's it right there.
And that's what I
That's
told
it,
this
that's what
brother
I'm
right
saying.
here. You
He
can't
cannot.
beat that.
And I said the
I
reason
told you. And not
Cassie's
only that,
testimony put the nail in
and
that
then when you-
motherfucking
when
How
you
many
put
niggas on
niggas-
porno right now be
Hey,
like,
but
come
hold
to
on,
Philadelphia?
no,
so you
but
can
what
fuck
it
these
doesn't
two
matter.
niggas.
But
That's
what
not
I'm saying
sex trafficking.
but listen,
Stop
what
it.
I'm saying
That's not
is,
sex trafficking.
Listen, stop
What
it.
you're talking about is not sex trafficking. What you just said.
That is sex trafficking.
No, it's not.
If
And
I'm
they-
paying a
that's what
motherfucker
they
from
doing. They locking
California,
them
Listen
niggas
what
up.
he's saying. Listen what he's
So what
saying.
happens is it's a gang of pimps in there, and I'm like, damn, what the hell they doing in the Fed? What happens is they pick the prostitute up. They say, where you from? I'm from California. What you doing out here?
Right.
Selling sex.
Yep.
Who your pimp? Because right now you in kind of a lot of trouble. So
Right.
she tell who the pimp is. They set the pimp up, and he go to jail. One of the pimps that I was fucking with up in there, that I was cool with, he said if his girl would have just told them, I'm just out here. I'm not from no other state. I'm from out here.
Right.
It would have been a state case.
Yeah.
But once she said she came across state lines selling
Right.
sex,
And get paid, that's
the
sex
feds picked the
trafficking.
case up. Sex trafficking.
Whether she did it
Exactly.
willingly or not.
The difference between what he's saying is that nigga trafficked her to, he drove her.
No, he didn't
Out
drive
to
it.
that
No,
state.
no,
He
no,
met her.
Met her.
no.
She said she was from another
No.
state.
I thought you was talking about the Fed met
No.
her.
No.
No.
He said it's
No, the
homie.
feds
Say it
picked
again.
up
Let
the
him say it
case.
again.
The feds picked up the case.
Okay,
And
by
she was
who?
like, where you from?
Who
By
she?
police, by
Exactly.
police.
So who brought her to that state?
She flew herself to that state.
Okay.
So by her getting to that state, and then they asked her, "Where you from?" "Oh, I'm from California." "What you doing out here on the whole?" "I'm selling sex." Where she was because they had an undercover police
Right.
paying like he buying sex.
But she was
Right.
selling
So
sex
for
for
her to
him.
get out her situation,
Yeah.
who you out here selling sex for? "Oh, such and such.
Such
you know,
and
my
such
pimp."
and such.
You know what I
My
mean?
pimp.
So they set him up, and that's
I'm
how
telling
he
you.
get caught up in the mix.
Now
Which
you,
Okay, but
now
see,
you,
is he
yeah.
The
from
burden of
California?
proof is
He
low.
could be from any state, but
Right.
by her coming from a whole nother state to that state, to
They
sell
hit him
sex,
with the sex
But if
trafficking.
she would have just said, "Hey,
I'm
just
from
out
here. I'm from this
I'm out
state."
here selling sex. Where you living? I'm from out here. I've been living out here for a couple of years." It would the feds would have never picked it up.
Okay, she
But by
she
her
flew
just
herself
coming
But
out
like
here
he
though.
said, the
Yeah.
feds picked it
He
up.
didn't
But
bring her
her-
out here,
Yeah,
so that's
but
not
But
sex
she's
trafficking.
selling sex
And
for a
I
pimp,
still
though.
think, I hear what he's saying, but I still think the feds ain't gonna pick it up unless that person brought you to the state
No.
for
No,
sex.
No.
If-
No.
No.
He
if
just said he was locked up with a
No.
nigga and
I
that
hear
shit
that.
didn't
Sex
happen.
trafficking
Yeah,
don't
listen.
work
So,
like
so
that.
what
I'm
I'm
listening.
saying is,
Sex
I'm listening
trafficking.
like
hold on.
a motherfucker.
Sex
So, hold on.
trafficking, the bar is
Hold on.
low.
Hold on.
It's me
But
telling
this,
It's
you,
low.
kidnapping now. I can say, bitch, get in the car.
Yep.
And we can drive from here to
Down the
for
street.
less.
It's
That's
kidnapping.
kidnapping.
Anywhere after 15 feet.
I'm gonna do an example. I'm in Vegas, chilling. I called her. I'm like, "Baby, come out here and hang out with me."
Yeah,
know
but
what
you
I mean?
told her to call.
No,
You told her to
no.
come.
The difference
Yeah.
is I'm telling her to come out here and hang with me. I'm not buying sex from her. She coming out there to hang out with me, and we do what we do.
Right.
But I'm not telling her, "Hey, I want to come out here so I can buy some of that sex."
right.
I'm just telling her to come out here and hang out with me. But when you come out there for a specific reason to sell your body for money, it becomes a whole nother ball.
It's
game.
sex trafficking.
Exactly, it's sex
That's the
trafficking.
difference right
They
there.
that's
set
what
that-
I'm trying
But
to
what's
say.
so funny is that
If the
but this
nigga
is what's so
told her
funny
to
though.
come out here,
But hold on, this
If
is
he-
but this is
he
what's so
had to.
crazy. The reason
No.
the feds came after the
like
police.
he-
Hold on. But the feds
It's like
came
me
after
and you
Diddy
being on the
win.
blade, right?
After
the
that
civil
video.
case.
Yeah, after that civil
After the
case.
civil
Yep.
case. What happens in a civil case after so much time? That shit becomes public record. Once them niggas already had their receipts and they took a peek into that civil case and they seen what she was talking about, man, they came to that nigga house with the ATF, the feds,
Tanks and shit.
nigga, Homeland
Yeah,
Security.
they had tanks.
Like
I
he
think
had,
it was because of his resources.
like he had
Yeah.
weapons of mass destruction in that motherfucker. They didn't
because
come,
of his
but listen,
resources.
so that lets you know, all alphabet boys, but that lets you know that them niggas wasn't playing with Diddy, and that was just in the pursuit to get extra receipts.
Yeah.
Because they hit both of them
And
niggas'
the houses
houses
at the same time.
same time,
Yep.
nigga.
Fuck
So
outta
that's
here,
some
man.
shit they do to drug
That's the thing with
lords.
Diddy gonna do time regardless. Just say he
Thank
beat the
you.
whole case. Let's just say he beat the whole case. They gonna supersede and indict him on them guns.
Yeah.
Remember, they got that in the cut.
Yeah.
That's their weapon right there.
But that's
They got
the
that
extra
in cut.
receipts. That's why they come hit your house.
So if he beat the case and he get ready to say, well, acquittal, the U.S. attorney gonna jump up and say we superseding them on the guns. We got the guns.
Yeah.
They not registered.
Thank
And
you.
some of them is ghost.
Illegal.
That's that
I'm
T.I.
telling you
shit.
that he going
That's like
down
some
for
fire
Where
years
T.I.
shit.
is at?
He's
So
going
check this out, check
down
this out.
either way. He
All
can't
right.
get up out of
My
that.
brother
He
get
going
a
down.
charge in that
So,
shit.
Oh, cool.
all right,
Oh,
so
cool.
we got like a 25-year-old case going on. We're gonna get to P Diddy. That's just part one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As the trial goes, we're gonna keep, talking about it. But what's going on now is the Menendez brothers.
Yep.
They about to come up on a resentencing hearing.
Yep.
On June 13th.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like all the shit that they went through as children and all
Right.
of that.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, it's murder, but it's only 20 years. They might get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, how you?
Yeah.
We're gonna start with you, Tone. How you feel about that?
Man, I don't like that. But at the end of the day, hey, I'm not in control. I'm just a barber.
Why you don't like it? What don't you like about it?
I just don't like that. Okay. First of all, they killed their parents.
Man, I knew you was gonna say that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look you in your eyes on
Yeah,
that one.
I see you.
You killed your
I
parents.
feel you.
So I think you
I
should
overstand.
stay in
Okay.
jail.
Patricide.
So
Okay.
you should never be out of jail. But it's been going. I think they trying to make it more where they can, the way society is right now, so they can make some money out of it.
They've been making money.
I'm
And they've
gonna
been
say-
making money.
I-
No, I'm
yeah.
talking about more money.
Yeah.
They're rich in jail.
They're already
I
rich.
know that. I get
There's
with that.
no more money
but
that
put
they
'em-
can make.
Right.
You
That's
don't think
true.
so? The Netflix special just
I
dropped.
I
No,
watched
it didn't
both
just
of
drop.
them.
Money
That
is still
shit, they
coming.
making shit. They
Well,
made
I
their
watched
grand
both
I'm
of them.
saying they making
That's
money
crazy.
hand over
You
foot.
know who one of
But
their
they not
best
free.
friends is?
No.
X-Rated the
Not
rapper.
free, but they making a whole lot of
Did
money.
you know that?
Let me
X-Rated
just
the
finish.
rapper.
Let me
Yeah.
just finish, and I'm gonna
That's
land.
one of their biggest advocates. He's one of their biggest advocates.
Kim Kardashian.
And he's been saying for years, them
Trying to see the
them
lock
dudes
this
were
damn
rich
door.
in prison way before all this shit was coming
Yeah.
out because they were making investments and doing all
Yep.
kinds of shit.
Okay, well,
hold
fuck
on.
the money.
Hold on. And what they did for security reasons, they were turning other people on to investments and doing certain things
In
so their
jail.
family had money in jail.
Yeah.
And that's how they've been protected all these years.
Okay.
Fuck the money. Fuck all that. And I'm gonna let somebody else say their opinion. I don't think they should get out for the simple fact that you killed your parents.
I got you.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna say that I think we need to have conversations as a society about trauma. I don't think people really understand what trauma is and how it really affects your brain and how you can really disassociate.
Right.
So I'm gonna say if their parents abused them the way that they said that their
They
father abused them,
Right.
and how their mother turned a blind eye to the abuse over years, you don't know what kind of rage they had for their parents and how they disassociated in killing them. Because I'm not never gonna say that it's right to kill your parent. That's not right. You know what I mean? To kill anybody.
Anybody, right.
It's
I don't
not
care how
it's
bad
not,
your parents
it's
is.
not right. But I'm saying trauma and the effects that it has
Oh,
on the
you mean
brain
abuse?
over
You
time.
mean abuse?
Yes.
I
Yes,
get that part.
It's a different beast that you cannot reconcile and make sense of, if that makes sense.
Right.
Trauma affects people completely different. As you can see, trauma affected the younger son different than the older son.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
When the older son, or was it the younger son, I can't remember, whoever the father was abusing first, when he found out that they was doing it to the younger son, he just took it somewhere else.
Right.
Because he like, I thought you was just doing that to me, not to my brother. Now you're doing it. Now you're doing it to both of us. Like, oh no, nigga, like that's too much.
Yeah.
And I just think that
He thought he was protecting.
yeah, he
his
thought
brother.
he was protecting his little brother, but he really wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that if who knows what
Daddy was
their
an equal
what their
opportunity
parents was
employer.
really doing to them, you know, we don't know.
We don't know.
You know, but if they said that, I don't think that people that are in their right mind would kill their parents. I think their parents did something to them so egregious that we can't even fathom or comprehend or wrap our brains around it.
I don't care
Because
how,
you don't
we all talk about
you
this
don't
all
know
the time.
how
don't know.
diabolical
Right.
people
Yeah.
can be.
So we talk about this all the time.
We don't know.
How in
We
our
don't fucking know.
houses we experience love with our parents, but we know a lot of people who didn't experience the same love
Yeah,
that we
definitely.
did. So, and we seen where it pushed them. we seen that we went to school with people who were super aggressive. And we used to ask ourselves, man, why they do so evil? But he was going through some shit at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
And
at
he
the
was
group
letting out his
home, and he was
anger.
letting it out his anger as soon as he got to school. And now you see the the effects of that. A lot of these people that we used to go to school with that have issues are sitting on bus stops talking to themselves. Stuff like that because of the trauma and abuse that they've experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Getting
agree.
picked
So
off
you
in
just,
some
it's
people.
so
cold,
you
though.
just never really know. And I think, just as a society, this is just a conversation that I think this needs to be like a part of education, trauma, and what that is. Like, I'm a certified domestic violence counselor. I'm a certified medical peer support specialist. So I am a trauma informed person. And I actually I'm over a program where we train people how to deal with people that have trauma. So it's deeper than what the eye can meet. And a lot of the times when people are abused, there is no right or wrong way to act. How they act is not going to make sense to nobody.
Right.
If you're not abused, you can't say somebody is supposed to act a certain way. When you're dealing with death, people act different ways.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So when it comes to trauma, you can't put people in a box and say, oh, they should act this way or that way. The way they felt that they was protecting themselves was killing the people that was abusing them.
Right.
I know I'm off the clock too. I just want to say something real quick. Black people go through more trauma than anybody.
Exactly.
So when we talk about black people, mom being on prostitute, dad being on drugs, dad being on cocaine, dad getting beat. You don't see us getting the shotgun going out.
But
We a different
But
breed
hold
of
on.
people.
But-
Wait, let him finish.
No,
Let
no.
him land. Let him
We see a lot of
land.
trauma affect people, but what I'm saying is, though, black people go through a lot of trauma every day. Do you hear stories about us getting a shotgun?
Yes.
These kids
No,
will
no,
pay-
Yeah, they do.
Exactly. No, that's facts
Yeah,
though.
these-
No,
these-
but
these
that's
kids
what
were
I wanted to
privileged.
touch
These kids
on.
lived in a community. These kids were going to private school. These kids had all kinds of money. These kids' parents were stuff on them, being abusive to them. To like you say, we don't know the abuse, but these kids was paid. These kids wasn't going through half of the shit that African Americans go through. I
But-
don't hear stories about
but-
us getting a shotgun in the middle of the night, taking a shotgun and going to kill our
Exactly.
motherfucking
But let me
But
tell
no,
you
no,
something.
but hold on,
Let me
hold
tell
on.
you
Hold on,
something.
but-
Okay, let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of
What
men.
story is that?
There's
Wait,
a
wait,
lot
wait.
of men.
Tell me
And
one.
listen. I'm gonna tell you, it's not on the news. It don't make.
Oh, why not on the news?
It don't make.
No, it don't make news. What she
prime
saying,
time
it
news.
don't make news.
What I'm saying is, everything that goes on in our community don't make
Make
news
news.
unless it goes for a narrative that they want to put.
No, I'm with you on that though.
So
Now,
let me
what abuse
finish.
kids, though?
Okay, let me finish. A lot of men,
No, like, but-
a lot of men do kill their woman and their kids when they're going through
I'm
stuff.
14 and 15-year-olds.
I'm
No,
just
no,
saying,
no,
they
what
do.
I'm-
So
But
you
hold on.
can't say.
No,
But hold on, hold on,
It don't
hold on,
happen.
hold on, hold
Black
on,
people
hold
say
on.
it don't
Hold on,
happen.
but
grandmother
this
and
is
he
facts
black.
though. But hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. This is what I. This is.
He killed his black mama.
This is my
He killed
perspective
his
on
grandma.
it. This is my
Yeah.
perspective on it. This is the way I speak on it. It's 100. Like, to my boy, you already know, but it's facts in this shit when it comes to, like you said, people that are privileged and the way they approach things since they haven't been under the stress and shit that people like us have been under, they react to shit differently. And like I said, it's absolutely right. But the thing that bugs me and triggers me, chaps my motherfucking hide, is that those that are really affected like that and who have overcome and persevered through those traumas and become something without becoming a murderer. You know what I'm saying? Them trying to portray themselves as the victim, that takes away the power from those individuals who have empowered themselves. And that's the sad shit in this situation.
Yeah.
Because you got people like the Kardashians and shit going to back. You gotta understand, these niggas killed their parents. Nigga went out, bought Benzes,
Yep.
Jags,
Yep.
Rolexes. Hold on. Rolexes, all
Strip
that.
clubs.
So, nigga, hold on. So, nigga,
Strip club.
there's something called an
You
arterial
forgot
motive.
strip club.
There's something called an arterial motive,
Fuck
nigga.
outta
If you are so over stressing and so overwhelmed from trauma, nigga, you're not gonna go buy a brand new SL drop.
And you're not
You're
going
not
to the
gonna
strip
go
club.
buy a $60,000.
And you're not going to the strip club.
Three.
off
also
of
gotta
It's
think
a
that
hold on.
they
It's
was young.
but
They
it's
was
two
still
of them.
young.
But it
They
doesn't
was
matter.
too
So
young.
what?
Because
They was still
it's
young.
called ulterior motives,
So
and like you
what?
said, people do and they treat trauma
But that's
differently.
what they went
but
through,
them
dude.
niggas,
You're
that's
right.
what they did. But like I said,
don't know what they
that
went
makes
through.
it look like there's an ulterior motive to it
Yeah,
when
they
you
wanted the
do
money.
this shit, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden now because you already had access to that shit.
They didn't
So
have
hold on,
access
no,
to it.
hold on,
They
man.
didn't.
Listen, man. Listen,
I don't give
listen.
a fuck what y'all
Listen,
say.
man.
I think they killed
had
him. They
access
said we
to
better
that
off
shit.
without
They
the
were
parents.
well off.
We gonna be
The
rich
niggas was
Yeah.
about to
without the
graduate.
parents.
They
nigga.
was gonna be
Yeah.
a part of the
Period.
elite. They already had
Nigga,
access
we gonna
to
kill
that
the
shit.
parents.
But
When
you
they
have,
now.
hold on.
We got
hold
all
on.
the money.
You've had
I'm
kids.
with
If they
you.
tormented
No,
us.
I'm just saying.
I'm with
But
you.
you've
I'm
had
saying
kids-
they
Parents
wanted
tormented
it.
No, I'm
Ray,
saying
they-
you've had
the parents
kids go through that
tormented us.
same trauma.
We finna
Yeah.
be rich.
And persevere
We gonna
through
kill
it
'em.
and come a part
So
of
we
the
can be
elite.
rich.
So that's the fucked up thing about it. And like I said, that's what always fucks with me, because it's like people that are privileged try to put themselves in the shoes of the underprivileged
Yes.
and try to take advantage
I
or be
agree.
like, now if it was somebody like
100%.
us saying that, then I would
100%.
be
But
on
I'm gonna
board.
say,
But what
to
I'm
his
saying
point,
is,
our
100%.
trauma, a lot of
Yeah,
our
that-
trauma
that's
is
just-
in our DNA already. So it's not something that we just experience haphazardly.
But what he's saying is that we not
no,
gonna go kill our parents.
I know,
Right.
but I'm telling the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is our trauma is already ingrained in our DNA from generations.
Ingrained, famously
It's
broke.
already ingrained.
I agree.
Ingrained,
You know,
famously broke.
and
I agree with
that's
that.
been scientifically proven that trauma is passed down in our DNA.
I agree.
So
shit, they
our
say
trauma
high
is
blood
different.
pressure
Our
is-
trauma go way deeper
I
than some
agree.
kids that ain't never experienced shit, and then experience trauma on a level, and then they react
And
that
that
way.
go to what
No,
you
and,
said.
and
that's
I
all I'm
understand.
saying.
We don't
No,
know.
and I
We don't
understand.
know.
And I
Hold
agree.
up,
I
Flossie.
No,
agree.
you
Flossie,
right.
Hold
I
up.
agree.
We skipping over Swaggy. How you feel about the Menendez maybe getting out?
Yeah, I don't agree with what they did. I don't think nobody should kill their parents. I believe the Bible says obey your mother and father. So I don't believe nobody should. But I believe in giving people second chances, and I believe they should get out of prison.
You know, a lot of people shouldn't even be parents. I'm just y'all know that because
Oh, of
come on,
course.
around
Yeah, definitely.
y'all
Of
know
course.
some people just should
Especially in
not
the TikTok
should
era.
not be
They
parents.
got their kids shaking their
Just
ass.
imagine a lot of the parents.
Like you was just saying
Yeah.
earlier about the
Yeah.
3-year-old.
But there's a lot of people that deserve that need to be in prison.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that need to be in prison.
yeah,
Because
that's
they're not productive members of society, and they're just out here doing fucked up shit. A lot of people that need to be there for the rest of
No,
their
I
lives.
agree with that one.
Me too.
But I feel like,
Shit, trust.
and on the other hand,
On the
The
personal.
feel
crime
like-
still got to fit the time.
Yeah,
you gotta
You know what I'm
give
saying?
people
Just because they
second
fucked
chance.
up people, they may need 2-3 years
And
to
if-
think
especially
about it.
if they
don't
if
may,
it's
may
true,
not need their whole life.
if it's
'cause,
true
you
that
know,
they were abused as kids, they definitely need to be let out of prison.
and
So
I
wait.
think they
Let
I
me
think
ask
they
him this
served their
question.
time.
Let me ask you this
'cause
question.
abuse is a motherfucker.
Watch this, Juice.
Hell
I'm gonna
yeah.
ask you a question. I just want to know his answer.
Exactly.
do.
This is Flossie we talking about. I mean, Swaggy. If your brother killed your parents, would you give him another chance?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, see, brothers and sisters, y'all raised in the same trap.
Yeah, family.
That's
Yeah,
like
I-
that's
I
like
understand
you
what's
selling
really going
dope
on.
with a nigga for 10, 20
Right, of
years,
course I'm gonna get my
and y'all done
family.
made the same sacrifices. Y'all done got the same ass whoopings. Y'all done got the same punishments. So it's different. A lot of times you closer with your siblings than you are with your parents.
Yeah.
Because you with your siblings
I just
more.
wanted to see what he was gonna say.
I get that, but the question you should have asked was probably like if it was your cousin, because that's a person you see sometimes.
Yeah, maybe
your
a cousin.
brother or sister. You see these
But I don't
motherfuckers
want
in
to
the
say
house
cousin.
all
This
the
is
time.
two brothers. We
Right,
talking about
exactly.
two
We
brothers.
talking
Yeah,
about
I
two
get
brothers.
it.
So I
But
don't
they
wanna-
both killed them, right?
I think
Okay,
the
so
older
when-
brother
all right,
made
well,
the
let
younger
me go
brother
back.
do
Wait.
it 'cause he
Let
had
me
no
go back.
choice.
If both of your brothers killed your mother and your father, would you accept both of them
He
back?
would say yeah because
He
that's
say
the same
yeah.
question.
Yeah, it's
Same
family.
But that's the same
Of course,
question.
I'm gonna give
That's
my
the
family
same
second
question.
chance,
That's
of
what I'm
course.
saying.
Because they got brothers and sisters.
Okay, this is the question. If you got a favorite Auntie Sally, always make you pies and all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And her sons killed her, but you loved her so much, would you forgive them?
No.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's a different way to ask that question. Because when you got siblings, nigga, like to me, my brother can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes,
nigga, no, he can't really. It ain't nothing that he do
He gonna
that
make-
he can't
yeah.
come back up, can't come back from for me. Because nigga, we done got beatings together from my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We done been on planes together, going
Exactly.
from mama to daddy.
Right.
We done been summers in Ohio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In
Did
the
you
heat
watch-
in Atlanta. So
Exactly.
it's a difference.
But you didn't kill your parents
Did you see
together.
the show? Did you guys see the show,
Yeah, I
right?
watched
the
it.
What show?
Netflix
I
special.
I watched
Yeah,
it.
you
I watched
watched
both
I
of them.
watched all of them.
I watched
I
both
watched the
of them.
documentary.
You didn't kill your parents together.
Everybody in here saw
You heard
the
me?
Netflix special, right?
Did you
Tony?
hear me, Juice? You didn't kill your parents together, nigga.
Tony
No,
Touch.
we didn't. We didn't.
Tony
Fuck outta
Touch.
here.
You saw the Netflix special, right?
What?
Of the Menendez brothers.
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay, you remember the last scene when they both they had them in separate vans, and then the vans like they turned and went separate ways. That scene right there broke my heart. I was like, that's fucked
Because
up.
they separated
Because
them.
they
Yeah,
separated
and
them.
that
I was
was
like,
fucked
that's
up.
fucked up.
And
How
they
y'all
hadn't
do-
seen each other in 20 years.
I'm like, how y'all gonna do them like that, bro? At least take them to the same prison. They separated them, and they were looking at each other going in separate
And then
ways.
they didn't let them talk to each other for a long time.
It's
They didn't
like
let them
20
have
years.
no
They
contact.
was just saying that. It was like 20 years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that kind of broke me
So
down right
growing
there.
Talk
up
to
with
each
your
other?
people, and then now
They
you
killed
can't
their
see him,
parents?
you can't
Fuck outta
talk
here.
to
Fuck
him.
them.
It's like, damn, I wonder if he's
Fuck them.
okay.
I don't
I
feel
Because
think
bad.
one of them is
and
gay.
then the younger brother,
Right? One of them
I
is
think
gay.
the
Yeah, I
younger
don't
brother
feel
took
bad.
it
You know
what I'm
hard.
saying?
Fuck
The
'em.
younger brother took
Fuck
that
him
harder
on a
than the
Sunday,
older
nigga.
brother.
You
He
killed
did.
your parents.
Yeah, he took it
Because he
harder.
was his
Fuck out
protector.
of here.
Nigga trying to
See,
get
we
2 Ks
can't
in
reconcile.
jail.
I'm gonna tell you,
Right.
we can't reconcile.
No, you gotta
that
get this
because
kind of
we a
glue.
different
Oh
type
yeah, he
of
lost his
people.
zero.
So I
he
can
was
say,
hard-headed.
well,
Nigga had
I
like
have my
19.
opinion.
We a different type of people.
I can go with my opinion.
Yeah.
I can say fuck him on Sunday.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying we are
So,
a different type of people.
But
period.
black people, we totally
That's why
different.
I
different.
have my black
I
opinion.
think
She
white
just
people
said
don't
that
have
it
no
was in
soul,
drag.
so don't get me started.
Yeah.
I
They
think
got
I got my black
I think they
opinion.
don't have no soul.
I got
Because
my
what
black
they did to
opinion.
us.
My black
Allegedly.
opinion is fuck
Allegedly.
them.
Allegedly.
Hey, hey,
So,
hey.
no,
We
so,
love all
hey.
people.
All right,
I'm
man.
mixed.
Check this out. We gonna
change
do
the subject.
some.
He dark skinned.
Let's change it.
We gonna do some
Belizean.
fast
So-
last words. All right, we're gonna start with you, Tone, because we gonna pick up on this because we still didn't get the playoffs. I want to talk about mental health,
Right.
but the P Diddy shit was just so
Overwhelming.
right now. You know what I'm saying? So last words, Tone.
Fuck the P Diddy shit. Be accountable. Love yourself. Don't go to no white parties, no freak offs. Don't use no baby oil.
None. They lacing
Astroglide.
They lacing the baby
Since y'all
oil.
want to talk about P Diddy all fucking
She said
night.
use Astroglide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
no,
shit.
but all
that-
jokes
She know what's
aside.
up.
Thank
No,
you.
just
All jokes aside.
No,
love,
no, you.
love
That's a
your
conversation
kids,
right
love
there.
your
on the real.
family. Love who loves you sincerely, and just love on your family, your children. I said that, your children, and just everybody that you have in your circle. Keep your circle small. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you can't trust everybody.
For sure. Teanna, you got any last words?
A lot of P Diddy
I think my last words is research things for yourself. Get an understanding for yourself. Don't go with all of the talking points and the small sound bites of what the media wants you to know and all those narratives that are being spent. Like really do your due diligence so that when you're having conversation, like you know what you're talking about and you don't sound dumb and obtuse, because a lot of people is online sounding dumb and obtuse about subject matter that they have absolutely no knowledge of. And so the internet is a big place. It's a lot of free information. So I would say do your own due diligence and get an understanding of what's going on for yourself. It's a lot of brainwashing going on. It's a lot of things that people want you to believe, and you need to separate the real from the fake.
That part.
Amen.
Thank you.
Swaggy D, last
The
words.
internet is undefeated.
It is. The internet is undefeated.
Okay? It's a vicious place, so you
Yes.
gotta have tough skin to handle it.
Yes.
All right?
You had to have tough skin to wear that outfit today.
Oh, Houston, baby.
Ugly ass jersey.
It was fly 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
Them pants look like tough
The
skins.
shoes are for the Knicks. I'm going for the Knickerbockers to win the NBA championship.
Look,
All right.
he's repping the Knicks with a Houston jersey on.
What about you?
Oh, too,
different.
babe. Hold on.
No, let him finish.
What is
Let him
going
finish.
I
on?
thought he was done. I thought that was your last word. These
Oh,
shoes.
man, I got some
Let him
things
finish.
I gotta let off. I got some say, okay?
You trying to get to Knots Landing.
You always
you
want
know
to
what I
talk
mean?
at the end.
Some good things have been happening for me lately. You know what I mean?
Thank
I'm
you.
blessed. God has been blessing me.
Amen.
Nuwave, I appreciate all you guys. Nuwave Shop Talk, Nuwave, you know what I mean? Podcast, you know, Famously Broke, all you guys. Thank y'all for coming out each week, and we keep doing this. We're gonna just keep getting better. You know what I mean? We also got a new shop. I got a new barbershop coming in. I'm saying Nuwave Part 2. We're gonna have a new shop.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're gonna celebrate when, you know what I mean, when the time comes.
Toot toot.
But it's in the motion. I just want to let everybody know.
Okay.
I like
okay.
that.
You know what I mean? Nuwave New Wave 2.
Do your big shit.
That's right.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's,
Yes,
that's
sir.
my final words.
Flossy B.
Man, first off, man, just want to thank everybody, our lovely guests. And, man, I lost one of my cutties, man, so I want to give a prayer out to all the Browns. You know what I'm saying? My little cousin Bobby Brown passed away, man. Had to go to a service, last week in the Bay.
Oh, sorry.
So just pray for me and my family, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been going through this. It's been heavy the last few years. So, just a shout out to my tribe and the Browns. Love you, man. Praying for us. And as always, man, you got to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Love
Amen.
yourself. Take care of yourself. You can't love nobody else until you love yourself, man. And, as always, man, stay focused on your mission and not your condition. Don't be stupid.
Yada,
Don't be. Shameless plugs always, nigga. Slide by the pound.
Wow.
Out on all major streaming platforms, you know what I'm saying? And don't be stupid. What's understood by my boy Pasadena Sean, SD, it's all the Samerton.
You feel me? Last words, Pasadena Sean.
Man, summer is about to approach us, man. I hope that, we have a mild summer, because we always have something before the beginning of the summer here to define the summer. Some bullshit. So I just hope, we have a smooth summer. Also, I want to give a shout out to my baby girl. She graduates college tomorrow, Fullerton.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations, brother.
Shout out, Niche.
Yes, congrats.
Yeah.
So,
You officially old.
I mean, hey. I ain't no granddaddy, though.
Fuck you.
All right, keep laughing. Keep laughing, nigga. Keep laughing.
Oh, it's going to happen one day.
Yeah, keep laughing while you over there.
That was a good comeback. That was a good
Yeah,
comeback.
it was. I
Good
laughed a
comeback.
lot.
Yeah, that shit was good.
Yeah.
Keep 100.
I'm saying.
Boy,
But
good.
with all that being said, man, I just, I've been reflecting a lot about, just where we all come from and, the road that we took to get to where we're going and, the fact that even though we're not exactly where we all want to be, but we're still striving to get there.
Amen.
I look at that every day, and that's motivation for me to keep getting up and doing what it is that I need to do for me. So I'm really proud of all of you guys. I want to say to all our viewers, keep supporting us, keep rocking with us. Elon, thank you for everything.
And share
Thank
this
you
shit
for
one
showing
time.
up. Huh?
No,
Hey,
I'm saying
shout out
share
to
this shit
Elon,
one time.
man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Elon.
No, not you.
100.
The people.
Hey, look, shout out to Elon.
Shout out to Elon.
Shout out
Fuck
to
y'all.
Elon.
Y'all had
Shout
y'all
out to
chance.
Elon.
I don't know if
Yes.
he want to show his face, but he's
out to
the
Elon
man.
He's the man. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you
Behind
gotta remain behind the scenes. You
Talking about
know what I'm
Elon
saying?
Musk or Elon?
Oh, see how you fucked the
man.
whole everything.
Don't
up.
say that,
But-
man. Don't
He
say
called
that.
him
But that
Elon.
We
boy
can't
good.
pronounce his last
But
name.
with all
So
that
we just
being
call him
said, man,
Elon Papadopoulos.
Right.
stay on your grind.
Elon Papadopoulos.
Stay on your grind. Love your family. And when you got some time, take some time to do something for somebody else.
Amen.
What?
I like that.
Damn, that was your best one yet.
That boy
Hey.
good.
You know.
Got new cameras and
So
shit.
before
This
Ezra,
shit-
before
Got new
Ezra
cameras
Sean
and
came,
shit.
they said
Now
this
he
nigga
look
look at the
professional.
camera all the time when
Yeah,
he
he
talk.
look at the
I do.
camera.
But no, not this
That
That nigga
episode.
usually gone.
I
Not
ain't
this-
said shit.
Hey,
You
hey,
have.
Nuke,
Well,
that
you
nigga
Yeah.
is gone
And when
right
you were
now.
talking, you were
Samuel
engaging
Jackson.
with people instead of looking at the camera. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You was on one a day. I like that. You know. But
I like.
And
looking
he
at
didn't
the
leave
camera.
early.
I want to see my people to see my eyes twinkle.
they're a little red right now.
They're always red.
You know what I'm saying? Man, thank you. You know what I'm saying, for Teanna coming through. You know what I'm saying? She's always a guest that just doesn't come and talks about her life. She tells us what we really need to hear.
Good energy.
You know what I'm
She
saying?
always comes with good energy.
Always good energy
Always.
because she's smart and she does a lot for the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not just like coming on, oh, nigga, I'm selling this and now. No, she gonna have insights, like real insights. So whatever we talking about, it just seems like she just brings it all together and lets us know things that we don't really understand, especially with the trauma part. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't understand that. So when she was
Me
talking,
either.
I was definitely
broke it
listening.
down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why
And
people
she's
do crazy
absolutely right.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And just spaz out.
And just
See
spaz
somebody
out.
run in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
You be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they got trauma they ain't
Yeah.
dealt with.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I just want y'all to be better than y'all was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to a lot of stuff on this show today, but, you know, we coming back next week. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Elon. No, I'm just playing. But, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Elon, for bringing this to the viewers in a delightful viewing pleasure. You know what I'm saying? And I implore y'all to go and share this video. If you got this far, know that this shit is brought to you by Nuwave Barbershop, Nuwave Shop Talk, Famously Broke, and all the albums, What's Understood, and
Slaps by the Pound.
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying? And
Nuwave.
we ate some cold ass wing stop today, and that's all I gotta say. Next time the fries gotta be hot. That's why he's still there. Now, when I leave right now, pan on the cold ass fries, because normally the fries is gone. And we out, man. New Wave Shop Talk.
This nigga said, man,